So here we are looking at the Burton Classic binding, and it really is a lot of time. There really is a lot of time travel going on with these. They're made to work better with split boards, but they're also just fine from the mountain perspective, and that's really my only perspective. I'm not really into split boarding and mainly ride resorts, otherwise I wouldn't be able to review as much gear as I review. So let's get into the binding. Take a look. No reflex. Just a old school, a little cushioning here. It's soft and it gives way. It was kind of the tail end before going to reflex. So this is cut out right here. It's got that old school cartel platform and old school cartel to diode base plate that doesn't bend in the middle, so it provides a solid feel. I know some people didn't like the reflex. Sometimes they said it would lift up a little bit or this or that. So for those of you who aren't into Burton's reflex, which are few and far between, but if you aren't, you have the classic, basically an old cartel. It's the old cartel team high back. It's got a little bit of twist, but it's very rigid, and it's it's going to be a very responsive binding. No reflex tech again, so this doesn't bend. This just sits in the middle, just like the old school ones do, and you set it up for normal channel. You got 3 each side here. You can turn it sideways and slide it back, which is a huge advantage over reflex. But the disadvantage is the board won't flex underfoot as easy as reflex does, and so that's kind of a bummer. You also have EST, and it doesn't have 3-hole technology, but who gives a fuck? That's so old, doesn't matter. Love this ankle strap. This is still on the cartels now, and it's slightly asymmetrical. But it's just such a great fit around your ankles. It's such a good feel. And unlike a lot of the newer weight-saving bindings, you still have 3 holes, so you can get up really high and get a lot more support higher up. I like it in the middle just fine with these. With the 2s, they usually put it down here, and I like to move it back up. You have a very easy high back rotation. You have adjustability here in the toe. It takes a little work, so I'm not going to do it on video. Oh yeah, why the hell not? Okay, there you go. So it's not that bad at all. You just kind of pick it up and slide it forward according to your boot size. There's not much. The heel isn't adjustable, so that's pretty much all your adjustability. But these are great bindings for those people who just don't need that flex underfoot like reflex does, and like to turn their bindings either this way to go forward to bring your toes forward or your toes back on a board, or turn it sideways and to tweak it according to the to your stance width so it fits perfect, or you can set it back a little more in powder. So it's nice to see this brought back, because there were some complaints with some people just not digging reflex. So I think people will be pretty happy with this. Same old traditional toe straps, not double-sided, just same old traditional ratchets and ankle straps. But those are great. So all in all, the Burton Classic binding, definitely not for everybody. I'm still more of a reflex guy, but the one pet peeve I have about reflex is I wish they gave you 2 inserts, 2 of these discs, because I'd love to turn it sideways and set it back. With reflex, you're stuck this way, heel to toe. Unless you're riding a Burton board, then you can slide it through the channel. But I'd like to see them accommodate a lot of us who ride 4 holes, because most people get Burton bindings and put it on a board other than Burton. So you have the Classic then. It's a compromise, but it all depends on what's more important to you.